Hello and welcome to round 51 of Fragmaster's GTI Thursday in Live for Speed. Tonight's the final round of the 2025 Championship at a brand new configuration that has been made official, the Aston Classic Boot within Live for Speed 0.8B. I'm Peter Butcher, you're watching Sim Broadcast, and joining me in the commentary box for our first broadcast in the new version of Live for Speed, it's Fraz. How's it going, Fraz?
All good here. I'm pretty excited to see this new version. Yeah, totally new graphics. It's going to look fantastic.
Well, fingers crossed it does. We should probably put another experimental banner on this broadcast because this will be by far and away the largest test we've had to do in real scenarios. So hopefully it performs fine. We're pretty sure that it will, but you never know what can happen on the day. We're a few minutes away, obviously, from the start of tonight's action. So let's get you up to speed with where we've been and where we're going. Here's where we've been. We've had 12 fantastic rounds of racing so far this year, including tonight, which will be fantastic, of course, at this brand new official configuration. But it's been a heck of a season, Fraz.
Oh, absolutely. It looked like Joe Holmes had the season wrapped up at one time, but yeah, when we see the new leaderboard, we're going to all be surprised.
Yeah, spoilers ahead, I suppose, but we'll see what we see. Yeah, tonight's the final round of the 2025 Championship as Live for Speed and, of course, Fragmasters and the GTI Thursday series plough into 2026. But yeah, here is what we're doing tonight. It's going to be a 30-minute one-shot qualifying session, which is still underway. Qualifying has literally just finished, I've been told, with a grand total of 48 qualifiers making it through. So we do have the full complement. I think we've had a bumper qualifying session tonight. We'll have two 10-lap races, one starting at 8 o'clock UTC and the other at half past. I think we're already slightly behind schedule because of the late qualifying and, well, just the sheer size of qualifying, actually, for us. We might have to account for more time.
So many cars today. It was amazing. Yeah, all the connections. I had a tough time squeezing everyone out, but yeah.
No, you did a great job.
We got it done so fast.
Well, yeah. To be fair, I think there were 60 cars or something on the server, and yeah, I think that was an impressive amount of drivers to try and set qualifying laps. Yeah, let's have a look then at the cars we'll be using tonight. It is going to be both of the GTI class cars, the XRG and the XFG, which feel a little bit different in the new 1000 hertz physics environment in Live for Speed. So this will be interesting to see how they perform over a couple of sprint races. There's been some development going on the LFS testing forum about these cars, of course, and how they've been handling. And well, hopefully, whatever symptoms they are showing can be remedied, so we end up with a sort of equal class again. Because as far as I can tell, there is some disparity now, but that that's all part of testing for us.
I hear tires are a big thing.
Yeah, so we'll see how they go. But anyway, we're in unknown territory tonight, and that's always a fun place to be. Let's have a look at those championship standings that Fraz alluded to. Let's start first of all with let's start with the Drivers' Championship, shall we? And see how everyone fares over there. It's Nalaluka currently leading the way, and as far as I'm aware, he's mathematically won it now, Fraz.
Right. I don't think Joe can do anything about it. And like I say, at one time it looked like Joe Holmes was, he had the championship to lose.
He did, but unfortunately it has not gone his way. But that's what happens sometimes. Life gets in the way, and you can't attend every week. It's a long championship. But Nalaluka, fair play to him, has stolen the top spot with some fantastic race results of late to put himself at the top going into the final round. And yeah, he will be our champion for 2025. Joe there in P2, TJ in P3, of course, multiple champion himself. A familiar top three, should we say? But yeah, congrats to Nalaluka. We'll slide on the rest of the Driver Championships results as we let you know that we have 3 minutes to go before the start of race number 1. Do not go anywhere. We are going to run down through the Teams Championship standings in a minute as well. Before we get into this sort of first broadcasted race, which is going to be exciting, isn't it? Let's see how it goes. A staggering number of drivers once again competing in the championship this year for us. Great stuff.
Oh, absolutely. It's as popular as ever, and yeah, now it's a new version, maybe even more popular.
Well, going by tonight's turnout, I think you might be right. But yeah, well over 140 drivers scoring at least 1 point in this year's championship. Over 160? Are we serious? Am I going to run out of pages here? There's only a certain amount we have configured. Yeah, there we go. That is the final page. 162 drivers. Unbelievable stuff. Congratulations to the Fragmasters team. That's got to be the largest number of entries we've seen in a season for a while. But yeah, there we go. There is the summary. The Drivers' Championship standings headed up by Nalaluka. He wins the 2025 overall Drivers' Championship. And over in the Teams Championship, there you can see that winners have also wrapped up the Teams Championship. They've prepared a nice graphic for us to show. So we'll whack that on the stream at the end to show everybody what that's about. But yes, they prepared a new livery to celebrate the occasion, which we have also loaded up. So you'll be able to see that in nice high definition on both the XFG and XRG. But congrats to the winners team who win with the W, the Teams Championship for 2025 for us.
Yeah, they show up every week. There's a lot of them, and there are a lot of good drivers in them. And obviously, they got the champion.
They did. Born to Race also turn up with a lot of drivers, and therefore they have a lot of points too. But it's not just based on who turns up. You've still got to score good results, and Born to Race have had some fantastic results this season as well, and kept winners honest for much of the season. But in the end, that is a massive gap. Almost 2,000 points they have accumulated over B2R. 1 minute to go, so we should run through these. Sim Racing Polska, Road Appraiser, Race Green, MRC, Sidus, World Cross Lines, Air Attack, and VM are your top 10, with TAV, Fragmasters, SGR, MRT, Gentleman, Team America, BGR, Friends United, TC Racing, and Brazil are the top 20 teams. And then over on our second page, we have EVR, MVR, and Fast and Crazy Sim Sports. Nice. 23 teams, not a bad turnout for us. Let's turn our attention then to the race, shall we? Because we are moments away, 20 seconds from the grid. Everything crossed on our side that this works fine with a bumper 48 car start grid. I can hear Chris's nerves jangling in the background, and we'll see how we go for the start of this one. Fraz, it's a historical moment. Let's take it away.
I have no idea who's on pole.
Oh, that's a good point. We didn't get time for that, so it's going to be a surprise for everybody. Off we go. Take it to the grid.
And this is going to look nice. So many cars on this grid, and it's Joe Holmes, his pole position. So we are waiting on the lights.
Yeah, slight technical difficulty for us. You're not going to have any motion at the start, so just do your best.
Well, thanks for the heads up, Pete. Yeah, there we're off. So it's Joe Holmes starting in pole. It's Dennis running third. We got Nally in fourth.
Well, that actually worked. I wasn't expecting it to, but it has. And we are away and racing in Live for Speed 0.8B. And it is Joe Holmes side by side at the front with Dennis Lind going into turn number one. They look fantastic, don't they, under the lights? Wow, what a sight. That is amazing. 4 wide further down the grid as we head through into the first big chicane. What an amazing sight. Well, this is spectacular.
Yeah,
I can't really commentate it.
Yeah, the skins look so much better, and this is just amazing.
Yeah, we're still side by side for the lead. Dennis Lind has been pushed slightly wide there by Joe Holmes. Joe Holmes getting his elbows out already in this race.
Looks like Nally going to take advantage of it.
Yeah, he's on the outside now. The inside there, just behind Joe Holmes, and that's who is that? Is that Lukas?
We've got Gabber running fourth.
No, it's
TJ
Gabber.
in
Yeah.
fifth.
Gabber in fourth in his Pikachu livery there, with TJ, yeah. Past champion, obviously, in P5. Nalaluka getting out of shape heading into the right-hander after the corkscrew. But they do look good, don't they?
Everything looks fantastic, and what a great opening lap so far.
Yeah, pretty good. Bit wide there for Nalaluka. That's going to give Dennis Lind potentially a run. In fact, I think he's already alongside as we ride on board with him through the darkest part, I would say, of the Aston environment. There's only floodlighting on one side of the track here, which makes it a little bit darker than the rest of the circuit. And there is Nanaluka just popping back into view. Dennis Lind back and enjoying.
Joe breaking away a bit.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of a lead, hasn't he? As these two continue to fight side by side up the hill, and that's Gabba in P4 fighting away with TJ and Real Wildstar, another driver for the winners team, doing a good job at the start here. Oh, Gabba, big send.
Like Nally ran wide there, and now Gabber's trying to take advantage of him. TJ following Gabber.
Yeah, he's trying to make hay while the sun shines, even though the sun has gone away, and he is on the outside then for the entry to the chicane. Oh, and he's taken a huge chunk of the sausage curb there. These sausage curbs are a little bit more pronounced, I would say, in this version, as we've got cars off in the background at the chicane and already peeling into the pit lane. The drivers have to set a mandatory pit stop in these races tonight, of course, so it takes a little bit of the well, it adds a little bit more drama to these otherwise sort of parade style races. Shakes it up a bit. 4 wide.
Yeah, just looks fantastic here. And you can see the winners' cars, they're black and yellow today.
Yeah, brand new livery that we have in high resolution that they sent to us before we went live, just to celebrate their team. And of course, the drivers win. We've got drivers right down the order. It's fun to show 43 as a number in a race there for us. I'm liking that. The number 43 is a nice number to see. A lot of cars turning out for this race. As further forward, we have here Mouseman driving in a bit of a pack, trying to find his way through. Driving for the Born to Race team now.
Yeah, Mouseman was Born to Race. He's got a River around him, I believe, and that's Roberto Hernandez.
Yeah, it's got a bit of company, as we've got Hachiroku sizing up the back of River. TJ has dropped into this group as well. He's down to P10 for some reason, with Twiggy in P11 just behind him. Some drivers electing to use the headlights, of course. Some drivers not. This is lit so well, this track, that you don't really need the headlights in order to see. Not the case at all of the environments now. And there is discussion that there might be fewer floodlights on certain environments because it is, well, in some places considered excessive, the amount of lighting. So maybe we'll see some darker racing happening over the next few weeks. But here is Hachiroku then, sizing up River. Hachiroku on the outside without the headlights on.
Yeah, River's got the position here. He's on the... Oh, a little contact. Let's see if TJ can take advantage of it.
Yeah, on board with TJ. Let's see if he can get anything done, or whether he actually decides to pit on this lap. Wouldn't be the worst idea in the world, considering he's lost quite a bit of time. Maybe he doesn't want to be in a fight. No, he does want to be in a fight. He's enjoying himself, so he stays out, as the cars will now stream over start finish. A few cars in the background heading into the pit lane, but just look at this sight, Fraz. What a treat. I think this qualifying session started at 5 a.m. and we've got a 2 times multiplier on, so we should get morning by the end of tonight's session.
Oh wow.
I hope I'm right. I've just said it, so I think that was the plan. I hope the plan has been executed, because it will look fantastic. As we see there, Joe Holmes with lights on, looking fantastic in what I believe, is that the first racing livery? I think it is. I misidentified it.
I believe you're right. Yeah, he's got Dennis still behind him. Gabber runs 3rd, Nally in 4th. Wildstar runs 5th. Mooseman in 6th. Twin Cam 7th, River 8th, got Hachi in 9th, and TJ in 10th.
Yeah, TJ sizing up the back of Hachiroku again. Potentially going to go for a move. Nope, he stays behind. This just looks fantastic. It is superb the way that this looks now. Night and day. Excuse the pun.
Yeah, what a great Christmas present for every LFS driver.
Yeah, not just the drivers, for us as well, as as commentators, people who don't really drive as much.
And our viewers.
Of course, yeah, don't forget about them. There are a bumper number of those at the moment, 60 viewers at the moment across the channels, which is lovely. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to Sim Broadcast if you've not joined us before. You're watching GTI Thursday by Fragmaster, one of, if not the most popular weekly pickup series in Live for Speed. Hearing in my ear, we've got drivers off the circuit somewhere at the top of the corkscrew. Everyone's back on and going, but we've got Master and Brian side by side here with Grzanka just behind for the Sim Racing Polska team.
Yeah, the Sim Racing Polska guys running a special skin for today too.
Well, these three still going at it. We've got Grzanka on the inside of Brian there, going for a send on the winner's machine. Brian with a little bit of lag. And behind these guys, there's a five-way tussle. Next leading Yasin Trespasser Lamath for Last Lap Motorsports is here. That's a blast from the past.
Yeah, I was surprised to see Mr. Lamath here, but yeah, nice.
Unite's at the back of this group as well. He's just off of the back of this group. In fact, no, he's into the group now. He's battling with Lamath as he comes into the pit lane straight away, as we see a number of drivers deciding to do the same. That's next that's also come in as Unite tries to find a pit box. But yeah, let's take this opportunity to watch Joe Holmes from our favourite camera, shall we, and see what Aston looks like from afar on the helicopter cam. You gotta love it.
Yeah, right. Joe Holmes, you can see Dennis. He's got a nice gap to Dennis. Dennis is under pressure though.
Yeah, he's having a bit of pressure, but he's still got a bit of a gap. He's doing all right ahead of Gabba, who is sort of forging his way through the pack now at this stage, trying to make gains. Tranquil
always an exciting place to watch through the uphill.
Yeah, it's a lovely sight. Watching the cars file through there, and yeah, you can see Dennis losing a bit of time. Gabba closing up to him, but the track is so nicely lit from this angle. Great stuff. Well, that's the front of the race. Let's see what's going on in the middle of the race. We've got Omar chasing Cyril Basset up the corkscrew and up the inside. Oh, looking at a move, not quite far enough alongside to go for it at this point. But Dennis Lind has the fastest lap, so I'm surprised that it looked as though Gabba was closing up as much as he was. I don't think. I think that must have just been a little bit of a blip.
Yeah, I think maybe we were just wishing for that to happen.
Yeah, as on screen now is the top placed XFG in this race in P19. Now this track doesn't favour the XFG on the best of days. It's got lots of straights. There are a few corners in it, but the XFG is certainly the least popular of the two cars tonight. But nice of the organisers to give people the choice at least.
Yeah, we wanted to, as I say, it's also a test race, so we wanted to give them both cars.
Yeah, it's all good data.
We've got Trespasser back in 18th. He's chasing down Michael.
Side-by-side action here with Hernandez and Texas. Texas in the blue machine as usual, with the Apple Men meme on the side. And well, I mean this track has changed so much that for a minute then I couldn't work out where they were, but they are just out of turn one, coming through to the first chicane. This corner here has been reprofiled too. It's much more pronounced in the sort of chicane setup. This is not really set up in the chicane. It's more of a kink, and then into this left-hander down to the first corner of Aston Cadet. But it is brilliant the way that this certainly this section has been reprofiled. I think it definitely adds more to Aston. Battle for 16th in the race between Michael Malik and Trespasser. Trespasser running the darker Yas Motorsport livery. It was quite difficult to see him at the first chicane because he doesn't have his lights on. Sort of blended
Michael
in.
and his classic free candy
racing.
skin.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see that thing in all its glory in one of the upcoming endurance races that I'm sure will get absolutely bumper sign-ups. But expect Michael Malik to be petitioning the organisers to run a solo entry in those races as Mega goes for a move here up the inside of Civic. Civic running a bit wide, in fact very wide. And another of our XFGs, second place XFG in 27th, Neuronas, following through, getting past Civic there. Hernandez and Texas both off the track briefly, both back on now. In P11, there is a tarmac runoff, obviously at the outside of those turns now, so it is much more friendly. If you do drop a wheel off, you can rejoin fairly easily, as we've got Unite beside us, side by side with Race Green Nozzle, coming just through that section that those guys were at just before. You can see the runoff at the bottom of the camera there, beyond the grass. So it's not a one-way ticket into the Armco anymore, Fraz.
No. Yeah, much more friendly. Let's see, Unite on the inside here.
Master and Hernandez are together here, and I just want to say, and I can't hold it in. The fact that this runs as smoothly as it does on our broadcast setup here is a testament, actually, to the optimization and the sheer amount of work that's gone into this update. It never fails to amaze me, actually, how well this thing runs on relatively modest hardware. But here we have a battle for 11th then. It's Texas in the blue with Master in the center of your shot, closing back up to him. So we've got a bit of a few cars bundling into turn one. Nozzle leads this little group with Roni just behind him, with Chameleon in an XFG, with Hermani and Omar just behind him fighting it out. Here they are.
It does just look fantastic here with the lights on.
Yeah, it's a bit distracting, isn't it? Especially with 20% more cars allowed to join the the race. It is a staggeringly beautiful thing to watch, given what we were watching before. It's a bit of a leap from where we were just a month ago, or a week ago. Well, yeah, a month ago for this championship.
Yeah, it's only been released for about a week, I believe.
I lose track, honestly, but yes, I think it's been about a week at this point. Yeah, a week today.
And this is the first time I've really seen it, so this is just fantastic.
Roni and Chameleon still battling. In 28th place, Nozzle is side by side with Unite. This is going to be 4 wide, potentially up the back straight. Oh, Roni forced out there. Bit of a bit of horn.
Now we've got Unite taking on the XFG of Chameleon.
Wow, this is brilliant. The driver's able to go side by side through there, around the corner, which used to be fairly tricky. Well, this is a pretty tight battle. We're on board with Unite, watching back towards Nozzle and Chameleon as they enter the final chicane. A sort of single file through here. Again, this has been slightly reprofiled as well in this update, but the driver's certainly enjoying a bit of sausage curb on the exit of the final chicane. As Roni goes defensive in defense of Omar, who's pulling out of the slipstream, goes side by side with the XFG of Chameleon. They're both straight through on him, Fraz, and off down to turn one.
And yeah, Ronnie on the inside here as we come to T1.
got a cut forward.
Well-
We've got a battle for P3. That's Nana Luca, our drivers and team champions, heading through to take P3. And yeah, neither of them using headlights at this point. So evidence more that perhaps the track is, well, very, very well lit, should we say. But looking great. But when they go into the dark patches there, it's fairly difficult to see. There we go. Thank you, Gabba, for the flash, reminding us that you're there. It's just brilliant. Behind these two, easy to get too hyper-focused on just ogling the cars at this stage. We've got side by side.
And
Twin cam.
And twin cam. Right behind him, TJ.
Yeah, TJ not really closing up at this stage, but I guess if these two go side by side into the hairpin, and look, you can see again rubbing wheels, but able to stay side by side in the XRG through that little kink. More pronounced kinks on this, what we call it a straight, but it really isn't a straight. On that portion of track, there are two more pronounced kinks on it than there used to be. And I like the way that Eric has has put darker tarmac on the areas of the track that have been reprofiled. It's a really nice touch. Newer tarmac, of course, here, for example. As these will go off the track to try and keep their position, and there TJ able to close back up.
Yeah, TJ getting a run on twin cam here.
Yeah, TJ over start finish, trying to get his foot back in this race, in the fight for P7 at the moment, and yeah, now finds himself completely ahead of twin cam as we head to turn 1. As we've got quite a few drivers heading to the pit lane. River just leaving for the winners team. Who else have we got in there? We've got Grzanka for the Sim Racing Polska team. But Joe Holmes. Yeah, Texas in as well. Joe Holmes, I think you can say, is being closed in on a little bit here by Dennis Lind. Dennis just over now a second behind, but it was down to below a second a moment ago. And we've got a pretty close battle here. Real Wowstar has been absolutely hustled by TJ now.
TJ gets by twin. Yep, now all over Real Wowstar's rear bumper.
Yeah, Real Wowstar slightly off his line coming up the corkscrew, and TJ will pounce. You don't have to ask him twice. He will be up the inside as quickly as he can be. And bit of contact at the apex, and that's going to allow twin cam to come straight back through. Yeah, the unhappy horn. TJ somehow manages to take it straight back.
Now we've got the long run here. Let's see what happens. We got drafting going by. Yeah, not far behind this group is Master.
Yeah, some drivers, interestingly, electing to use high beam on the cars, whereas some drivers are using the low beam. Some drivers are not using headlights at all, so lots of variation. High beam is the default. But it's kind of fun to see, and I like that the drivers have the choice of headlight configuration. It just looks fantastic. I can't get over it. Twin cam over the sausage curb and into the pit lane.
We're gonna start lap 10.
Yep, the final lap after this one, I think. Joe Holmes
So
just starting lap 9.
Leaders coming in.
Yeah, at the end of this lap, we will indeed. Lamoth is in for Nathan Lamoth for Last Up Motorsports.
We've got Trespasser in.
Wincam's just come out of the pits just in front of these guys. This is Twiggy, Redline Twiggy. Oh, Michael Malik sideways into turn 1. pushed a little bit by the winner's car behind him. As we come up to the chicane, Michael Malek on the inside on River. Ooh. Elbows out racing as usual in GTI Thursday. And don't forget, this is not the final race. This is just the first of two. The second race will be a top 15 reversal, which, to be honest, Raz, feels like a drop in the ocean compared to the number of drivers we've got out on track. We've still got 42 people racing. It's fantastic.
Currently, it'd be Ride right now in 15th. Trespasser runs 16th. And Twin Cam in 14th. But we do have cars to pit.
Yeah, plenty of cars to pit. We'll put the pit stops on the timing tower now. You can see the top 11 have yet to stop. Everyone from from River downwards pretty much has stopped. So we should see everybody, as Fraz alluded to, in at the end of this lap. But yeah, at the top, it's getting close between our race leaders, and this is obviously the crunch point now. So these two are going to get some airtime. Sorry to the rest of the field, but they're both going to be coming into the pit lane at the same time, perfectly synchronized over the sausage curbs, Fraz. And here we go, the race in the pit lane.
Joe leads them in. Dennis in second, right behind. Oh yeah, it's going to get busy here. We got Nally in.
Oh, it's going to be close. There you go. They both leave pretty much together. Joe did lose a little bit of time in the stop. Dennis has had an amazing pit stop, and as they leave, Dennis is right in the slipstream and giving Joe the Le Mans flash as we head down to turn number 1. Here we go. This is the race for the win in race number 1.
Yep, Dennis doesn't have to force the issue yet. He's got a lot of chances.
Well, this is experience versus experience here, as there's a bump from Dennis Lind on the back of Joe Holmes.
Yeah, you got two of the best GTI drivers there are.
Yeah. Dennis coming from, Dennis hasn't been racing in GTI for quite a while. Joe obviously is fresher in this domain, but that was a bit of a mistake there, and Joe has a slight advantage now as we head into the middle sectors of this track. If you don't recognise it, it is the Aston Classic Boot configuration, AS8 in liver speed. We've used it in a few races in the past, but it has made it as an official combination in LFS 0.8B.
So yeah, Dennis has to close the gap a bit here.
Yeah, his time is running out. We're on to the penultimate straight here. Joe lost some momentum with the bump there. You can see Dennis with the low beams on. Just brilliant.
We got Nally running third, Gabber in fourth.
Yeah, I can barely see anyone behind. Running in stealth mode are these guys. Last man in fifth. Born to race. But up to the final corner of race number 1 comes Joe Holmes. Fraz, do you want to take him to the line?
And yeah, Joe lead him out. Dennis not far behind, but not close enough to put the pressure on Joe. I'm looking at who's in top 15, and it looks like Rayman right now.
Oh, that was a dodgy line.
Through this chicane, this just looks fantastic.
Yeah, brilliant stuff.
Yeah, Joe coming close to the line. And there it is. Joe Holmes with the win. Dennis in third or second. Oh, we got Nally and Gabber. No, Nally's going to hold him off. Here comes Most Man for fifth. Looks like TJ in sixth.
Yeah, twin cam almost there, side by side across the line with Twiggy Twin Cam takes P10 in the end. Omar's quite close in the background, just coming up now. Tucked in behind Brian as they go across start-finish. Brian takes the win in that little battle. People can now flash across the start-finish line in celebration, which is nice to see. But yeah, Joe Holmes again on fine form tonight, but he was pushed there at the end in a fantastic pit lane battle with Dennis Lind.
Yep, Dennis just ran a little wide at T1, and yeah, he lost Joe's rear bumper.
Yeah, Nalaluka taking his overall Drivers' Championship win through to another podium, a third place finish, and against tough competition tonight in a new environment, should we say. The car definitely drives a little bit differently than it did. The track is obviously different. And speaking of the track, what can I see in the distance? I can see the sunrise is happening, which is very exciting. I think if we zoom the cameras out, you can see the sun is beginning to rise. So race 2 is going to be in the morning. So we're going to get some sunrise racing in Live for Speed for Fragmaster's GTI Thursday. We're still waiting for a few drivers to come across the line, including who are we waiting for? We're waiting for Martin Capel. We've got Burnt next, then Skyfall. Oh no, Skyfall's already finished, so Burnt is coming across the line now. Martin Capel is on his way as the sky turns yellow. It's exciting, isn't it?
It is. It's getting a little brighter out.
Oh, here comes Martin. He's been parked in the pit lane for the majority of the race, but he wants to put his time on the board, I think, to register his finish. But he's not holding up proceedings because the race restart counter has already started. Here he comes to the line. And there we go, across start finish for Martin Capel, which means we can finally go through the race results for race number 1. Don't go anywhere because we've got race 2 coming up shortly, and we're going to see who takes the all-important pole position for race number 2. Joe Holmes wins in 26 minutes and 9 seconds ahead of Dennis Lind. Nalaluka, Gabba there in P4 with Mouseman, TJ, Real Wow Star, River, Redline Twiggy and Twin Cam, your top 10. Dennis scored the fastest lap in the end. He had that for quite a lot of the race at 2 minutes 33.62 wrapped time there for him. Master, P11, Rid, Hernandez, Trespasser, Rayman, Texas, Grazanka, Petronas, Uranas and Mega are your top 20. Over on the second page, it's Michael Malek, Nathan Lamoth, Nozzle, Roni himself, Brian, Omar, Yassin, Chameleon, King, and Nico Pantola. Then we've got next Cyril Basset, Civic, Chris Wilkinson joins us in P34 there. Talk Sector on YouTube if you want to check him out. Then we've got Bazuza, Magic, Hermani, Shemail, Alf, and Burnt, your top 40. Then over on the third page of results, we have nobody for some reason. So we will look into why we have nobody and fix that for the next time. But there we go. 40 cars on our results. There were more finishes than that, and hopefully we can bring those to you shortly as the floodlights have just been turned off in the background. That is a feature of this new version. The floodlights can be manually controlled, which opens up some options for either apocalypse or power cut simulation and night racing for real, where the headlights do truly shine. We are going to try and bring you that final page of the race results, so do bear with us while we sort that out. But yeah, in the meantime, enjoy some of this that we see. The floodlights off. Okay, we have race results for you from P41 downwards. Skyfall, Cubs, Hachiroku, Martin Capel, Rodder, and Injext R are your 46 confirmed finishes for race number 1. Yeah, let's head over to the information screens that we have for you here to see what's happening in race number 2. It is, of course, going to be the top 15 reverse grid, another 10-lap race around Aston Classic Boot. Aston 8, which is 5.5 kilometers, 3.4 miles, recently added as an official combination in Live for Speed 0.8B. Excellent stuff. As usual from the Live for Speed developers. And yeah, let's get a look at who is, of course, going to be on that all-important pole position. It's going to be Rayman for race green there in P15. Everyone ahead of him is going to be reversed for the start of race number 2. And this should be exciting. 1 minute to go before the start of race number 2. So before we get going for that, I just want to say a big shout out to the Fragmaster team. Thanks again to those guys for inviting us along to cover the 2025 season. 1 round a month broadcast here on Sim Broadcasts. And to Magic, who puts everything together. He drives for race green, but he is instrumental in the sort of organisation of the Fragmasters GTI Thursday Championship in LFS. And we thank him for all of his work. Yeah, thanks again to Chris for all the camera work that he's done this year, putting all the tracks together, and especially in the run-up to tonight, Chris had to do quite a lot of work to get the new path into LFS ahead of tonight's action. He says it's not that bad, but come on, I mean, yeah, under pressure.
Well,
did a good job.
I'd like to thank you, Pete, and Chris, of course, for all the work you guys are doing for Fragmaster.
You just jumped in. I was going to thank you as my co-commentator next, but we haven't got time now because we have to go to the race. Race number 2 is here. Fraz, please take us away for the grid in a new dawn rising. All the drivers have still got their headlights on, but we have the sun, which is about to appear over everyone's shoulders.
So we're going to have Texas in his blue car on pole. It's Rayman sitting second.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Rayman on pole. Not sure quite what happened, but anyway, take us away.
Here come the lights. And we're off. So we've got this long drive down to T1 now. And we know in the background it's going to get 4 wide eventually.
Yeah, it looks fantastic, doesn't it? As all the drivers make their way down towards this amazing first hairpin here.
We've got Texas on the inside. Oh, Trespasser trying to get up the inside. Rayman will lead him out though.
Yeah, and another staggering number of cars starting as Texas is now in a pretty dramatic fight for third place. 3 wide going into that corner. Texas in the blue in the middle as Rayman leads them out. Trespasser second. Texas holding on to third for now, but he's under lots of pressure from Hernandez and Master there.
Right. We know this race 2 is going to be way more exciting, people. Yeah, we're excited about graphics in the first race. This race should produce some excellent racing.
Yeah, as we head up the corkscrew, there we go. You can see the sky starting to get lighter, but forget about all the cars that are driving over our camera here, which just looks phenomenal, doesn't it?
That looks fantastic.
Oh, brilliant stuff.
Back up front, Rayman, followed by Trespasser, then it's Texas. Bit of battle on for fourth as Master leading Roberto Hernandez and TJ right there.
Got a car off in the background. Can't quite work out who that was. They're going to be through our camera shortly. But Joe Holmes is carving his way through. He's up to P12. He's just behind, tucked in behind Dennis Lind in P11.
Well, we got a couple cars running wide there.
Oh, as the winner's car's in the background making contact with each other. That was Real Wow Star.
That would be Nally and River, I think.
Yeah, River and Nally, sorry. You're absolutely right.
But yeah, they've got everything in line here. we head through the chicane.
Yeah, got Rayman heading into the pits as an errant tyre flies across the track and is collected by a winner's car. Oh, it's still going. Before it despawns, there we go. Rody into the pit lane. Oh, one of the late call from Omar, and a couple of there goes Magic into the pits as well. And Joe is 3 wide. Of course he is. What a surprise over start finish, and he's in a winner's sandwich at the moment.
Oh, and Winners runs over to block him.
Oh,
we got contact.
Yeah, that was wow start. Getting up close and personal and straight out into his teammate, Nalaluka. Joe Holmes through and not happy with him at all.
Yeah,
Putting him onto the grass.
Out. And that'll let Nally through.
Yeah, real well start.
Things settle down here.
Yeah, Gabba's just behind these guys as well, trying to find a way through. Joe's lost a little bit of time in all of that to Dennis Lind, who's now second up the road, trying to get past Rid.
Yep, first time we've mentioned Ride tonight.
Got Grzanka and Mega going to go side by side up the corkscrew here. Lovely stuff.
Just a great camera shot there, Chris.
Yeah, perched on the second apex of the corkscrew. Lovely stuff. First apex, sorry.
Yeah, Trespasser opening up a bit of a gap here on second place Texas.
The camera switched to Gabba. He's just made his way through on River up to P12, but not making the progress through this race that he perhaps wanted to. I think the front left of his car is looking a little bit bent, in fact, as Joe and Rid are now in a fight. Joe will want to make quick work of this. Head up the hill.
Joe doesn't want to lose Dennis.
No, absolutely not, as we are firmly into what I can only describe as a new day for speed. Don't quite have the sun poking its way through the trees yet, but I'm sure it'll be along soon, as Texas and TJ are side by side.
Yep, they're going to need headlights for a little while longer.
Oh, as TJ sends it over the sausage curb through the tyres.
Texas in trouble there.
Yeah, he's straight in the pit lane. And Dennis is in a fight here with Hernandez. Over start finish.
This is battle for a fifth. So we're on lap 3 and Dennis started, what, 14th?
Got Unite on Unas here. This is a 3-way fight, which the Moth has managed to get through on the lower and lower powered XFG. Oh, bit of contact there too, as Dennis is still side by side with Hernandez into the chicane. In fact, I think he's now pulled ahead. Yes, he has. Just ahead of him now is Master. He's making quick work through the field, but we are running out of laps. We are at the end of this on lap. Well, we're still on lap 3, but there is plenty of time.
And Dennis to cut out Master's car already.
Yep, that's the move for P4. But Twin Cam isn't going to play easy, nor is TJ, and Trespasser certainly will not play easy either.
Yep, but Joe Holmes is back there, and he's watching Dennis make all these passes.
Yeah.
TJ running second now.
Going to get much more difficult for the faster guys to close up and potentially overtake the front runners, if at all. Because Trespasser is no slouch, of course, in the XRG as the sun begins to rise.
Yeah, this looks amazing. So Joe has to get by Master here quickly. The gap to Dennis is pretty big right now.
Yeah, it's now 2 cars. We've got a big straight coming up, but let's see what happens. Oh, it's a big cut from Joe. He's using all of the gravel on the way in, runs over the sausage on the exit, and has a nice run on Master. That's Twin Cam just ahead of him. He won't have that much of a toe off of Twin Cam. The gap's too big, and you can see there, just poking out to the left, Dennis has got one heck of a gap now.
And Joe
Awesome
gets
stuff.
by Master. Joe quickly onto the rear bumper of Twin Cam.
Yeah, you can see Joe's car has been through the wars from this camera angle. There's a whole chunk out of the quarter panels at the front. Well, that was easy, wasn't it? I'm not sure why Twin Cam is indicating
Twin Cam
to let
didn't
them
make
through.
that hard.
No, he's letting everyone through for some reason. Unclear.
Fragmaster leading, TJ in second, Dennis third, Joe Holmes in fourth.
Yeah.
Twin Cam now on Master's rear bumper as they come up the corkscrew.
Yeah, well, Twin Cam not wanting to get in the way of the Joe Holmes Dennis Lynn battle. Didn't have to, of course. Currently, the highest place XFG is Martin Capel, driving in one of the new Live for Speed World liveries of his own creation. If you like the Live for Speed World liveries in LFS, you can thank Martin for those. Yeah, he's created those for quite a number of cars in the new version.
Yeah, that's a nice skin Flames are using.
Texas now finds himself in a bit of a scrap here with.
Is that Gabber or Unite right behind him? Unite.
It's you.
No, Gabber.
No, it's Gabber. It's Gabber. Took me a little while to work it out. Rifle and Gabber there. For those of you who remember Chris Wilkinson, here he is in P16, driving in what surely must be his first broadcast in LFS in, well, how long ago? I'm not even going to guess, but it's been a long time. Welcome.
I know
welcome
I
back,
just
Chris.
sent out his role in Discord, so yeah, I don't even know who he is. Pete?
Oh, you need to head back into the archives of LFS Kyoto 500 and old New Dimension Racing action there for us. Talk about it in post. Yeah.
But yeah, the new update and definitely seeing a lot of new drivers again.
Yeah, it's great to see. Always happy to see returning faces as well as new faces back to prime time in Live for Speed. Speaking of prime time, Trespasser currently occupies P1. Having a good scrap with TJ. And then we've got the two protagonists from race 1, Joe Holmes leading Dennis Lind in the same order that they were.
So somehow Dennis or Joe got in front of Dennis.
Yep. You're right, that happened off screen.
But yeah, we're only on lap 5 here, and we got a lot of things to come. We've got all these pit stops to make.
Yep, there's a lot of people
putting pressure on Trespasser.
Everyone down to P17 still needs to stop. The gaggle around Martin Capel also yet to stop as we lose Grzanka from the race. Grzanka has left. But yeah, Joe up to P3 then. As we've got Shamal and Tobis having a battle behind Chris.
And you can see the background is getting, the environment's much brighter now as the sun is
Yes.
rising.
Yeah, I hope we get some sunlight on the track at some point. I'm not sure. Oh, in fact, I think we will do very, very soon. We're going to start to see the track turn yellow. Hopefully before the end of the race. I think it's been timed such that we'll have some daylight at the end. But if not, I'm sure we'll have some on a future broadcast for you to enjoy.
So we got Tobis chasing down Shamal, and in front of him, and they've got Chris right in front of him.
Yeah, as we come on to, these guys are coming on to lap 6 of 10 in race 2. Chris is doing a great job. And we've got a huge gaggle of cars. We've got 2 XFGs with 3 XRGs. We've got Martin Capel, Michael, Nozzle, Chameleon in the deformed XFG there, and Skyfall at the back. A big fight. 2 different types of cars.
4 wide, as we're going to come down to T1.
It's just fun. And Brian joins the chat, making contact with the Chameleon there at the back.
Now we know how Chameleon's car is getting wrecked.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, fabulous stuff from everyone. As Trespasser still leads, and he's holding TJ there.
Yeah, it doesn't look like TJ's making a dent in the lead. And Joe Holmes pulling away from Dennis. Yeah, maybe we haven't heard the last of Joe Holmes yet. So we're getting ready to do the final turn here. Let's see them go through this chicane one more time. That's nice.
Got Tobis here going for a move on Chris Wilkinson through the hairpin. Tobis for Born to race there, making a move. As the lap counter ticks away for us, we're getting through this race.
Yeah, got Chris right on Tobis's rear bumper. Maybe I'll get a draft here.
Yeah, we're still under the lights. You can see the floodlights are still illuminating the track, but at some point they will switch off. But yeah, side by side here, great battle up the new home straight at Aston Autodrome in Live for Speed before they come to the heavy braking zone for turn number 1. Later on the brakes for Tobis. Chris with the wider line trying to do the undercut. Needs to be careful of the car on his inside. It's not had the best exit there, so Tobis gets away a little bit as they come up to this reprofiled chicane, which you're going to get a better view of from the top. You can see that the corners are much more accentuated than they were. It's much more of an event. It's just a brilliant looking track from this angle as they head out onto
now closes in on Tobis's rear bumper. We've got some overlap maybe. Chris on the inside, Tobis outside. That's Jamal right behind him.
Yeah, it's a great move. Straight back as they're going to go 2 wide up the corkscrew. Here they come. Taking a few bollards with them as they went through. Brilliant stuff.
I think Chris holding on.
Just about. But having a bit of trouble.
Yeah, now Tobis has position.
Yeah, and we got Unite
Gabber
there.
right behind these
Yeah,
guys.
it is Gabber. Sorry. Again.
Yeah, Unite running the green.
Yeah, 2 cars behind. There you see Texas and Unite just behind. What a spectacle, Fraz.
Yeah, it looks just amazing. What an upgrade.
Yeah, like you said, early Christmas present has Chris there. His Christmas present is going to be losing 3 positions in one corner. As he
Yep, here
runs a bit
comes
wide.
Gabber on the inside. Oh, Gabber might get Shamal here.
As Dennis Lynn pits on lap 8, picks his pit box nicely and is back out. And where is he going to come out, I wonder? I think he's trying to do something different here. He doesn't want to necessarily fight Joe Holmes on the track. Considering Joe got past him, so he wants to try something a little bit different as Joe gets through on TJ into the hairpin. And
So, yeah,
Dennis has come out with the moth.
12th.
Yeah.
Never be Trustmaster with the lead still.
Yeah, he's holding
And
on.
Dennis makes quick work of Lamoth.
Yeah, Joe has caught up to the back of Trespasser, but they've only got a lap and a half left. And I don't see a gap of 2.2 seconds going away fast enough, as we've got Nanaluka and Master side by side just behind as they come to the chicane again, which can mean only one thing. Okay, go. Gotta love it.
And now he'll hold him off. Who's that right behind him? Twin Cam now? Yep.
Twin Cam with the bright green wheels, the giveaway. But yeah, like Joe and TJ are having an argument in the chat about a crash they had. So neither of them happy with one another.
No, that gonna say that's standard stuff.
Side by side, right to the end of the season, and 51 races of the year to go, and they're having an argument.
Well, they battle with each other throughout the whole season, and yeah, they're gonna get their elbows up.
Yeah. Well, it's competitive.
Twin Cam with the pass.
Yeah, he's through up to P5. The car ahead of him is the champ, Nanaluka. But what can he do? Oh, there's a retirement there for Master. Yeah, Master completely bailed.
Timed out.
No, he just bailed. Just left. So we've got some drivers who are heading round to start lap 9. They will need to come in at the end of this lap. We've got pitting from Twin Cam, River, and Real Wow Start. Lamoth also in. And Gabber is not coming in. He's already pitted, that's why. So he's going to head through, and he's managed to get out ahead of Twin Cam, so he has made a bit of a jump.
So yeah, we got to keep our eye on Gabber.
So we've got a fight here for who's this? This is Brian Nozzle with Uranus in the XFG into turn 1. The floodlights are still on for us. We don't have any sun yet, but it shows you how long the sun lingers around before it finally peaks over the horizon.
Yeah, I'm not sure the headlights are necessary right now, but when you get into the corkscrew area, it does seem darker.
I think that's because the camera's a bit close to the ground and the exposure, or the camera's pointing straight at the sun or something. I guess we'll see. This time round, we can try it again.
Whoa!
Up the hill comes Trespasser for the ultimate time. Just one more lap needed from him, and yeah, I think he's opened the gap to TJ. TJ and Joe are still close together. Trespasser doing just enough at this point to...
This is a long run down to the final turn here.
Yeah, as we've got River and Twin Cam side by side now. Twin Cam with the bright green wheels in the B2R team livery, and River in that lovely new winner's River livery there, with the gold stripe down the side. Just behind, we've got teammates going side by side as well. Nozzle versus his teammate Rayman. Rayman, remember, would have had pole had everybody decided to start the race, but Texas took it instead. There's Trespasser, TJ, Joe, Nanaluca, Hernandez. Everybody pits on this final lap. Joe and TJ side by side. Joe's had a monster entry and exit from pit lane, and he's done the jump in the pits, Fraz. He's got past TJ in the pits.
Wow, eh?
Well, yeah. Crazy. As Dennis, here he comes. He's up full speed. He's coming through the middle.
Dennis through.
Well, you can see how much time that TJ and Joe lost there. Dennis Linders managed to get up to P2. So it's a fight for the podium between Dennis and TJ.
Worked for Dennis.
It did work. Fantastic stuff.
But yeah, we've got a battle on for third now.
We've got battles on everywhere, Fraz. We've got a battle here for P8. In fact, that's for P7 because Twin Cam's also under pressure from River now again. Great stuff. If you're just joining us, welcome. This is Live for Speed 0.8B.
The new era.
Yeah. Still in public testing, of course. So this is not the official version, but so many people have switched to this version to enjoy the new graphics, their night 1000 hertz and multi-threading, along with a load more features that have been added, including 48 cars on a grid. And we can now start to see reflections of the sun on the track. Lovely. But yeah, we are on the final lap of GTI Thursday by Fragmasters for 2025, Fraz. It's been quite a season, which has been dominated by just a couple of names this season. Nanaluca took the overall win in the drivers' winners team, took the overall win in the teams championship. What would have been for Joe Holmes if he'd have been able to attend every round, but he gave it his best.
Well, and that's going to happen. You're going to go through a stretch where, yeah, you're going to miss a couple races here and there. But yeah, the more you attend, the better you are.
Indeed. Well,
let's into the final turn here.
Yeah, let's enjoy the final couple of corners while the floodlights remain on as we head towards the end of what has been a fantastic season, and what a way to celebrate the end of the season with a special event with the new version.
Here comes the chicane. Trespasser's through, Dennis through, and Trespasser's going to lead him to the line here.
Yeah, I think...
And it's Dennis in second with the undercut. That was amazing.
Yeah, I think Dennis needed one more lap in order to take the win here. It will be Joe Holmes taking the final step on the podium. I think he had a big hit on the tyre stacks as he came through the final chicane in that battle with TJ. Nanaluca, our champ, finishes P5. Gabba, P6 tonight. Twin Cam, River, Real Wow Star and Hernandez, the top 10 as everybody files through. Unite, P11. Petronas, 12th. Texas, 13. Rid, 14th. And Nathan Lamoth in P15. We'll let everyone else finish and we'll do a full rundown of the order. But what an event.
And again, the reverse top 15 grid just produces some of the greatest racing in LFS.
Absolutely delivered this time, as it always does. Absolutely brilliant stuff from everyone. But yeah, Live for Speed looking resplendent in the new version. As we've got 4 cars still to finish. Chameleon next across the line in that sort of XFG that looks like it's seen better days.
Highly modified.
Yeah, okay. Bird next. Oh, who's that cutting the corner? That's Alf taking liberties with track limits. In fact, yeah, he's out of fuel. No, he's not. He's just lagging. Up to start finish they come. Clearly someone's enjoyed themselves. That is everybody. Well, Fraz, that was good fun. And here's how they finish. Fragmaster wins in 26 minutes and 18 seconds, a slightly slower race time than the previous race. Dennis Lind in P2, half a second behind in the end. He needed one more lap to get the finish there. As we've got the winners' cars all lined up in the background, that's nice. The camera will circle around them for a while. Joe Holmes P3, TJ P4 in the end in race 2. Nana Luca, Gabba, Twin Cam, River, Real Wild Star, and Hernandez your top 10. With Unite, Petronas, Texas, Rid, Nathan Lamoth, Michael Malik, Nozzle, Rayman, Tobis, and Neuronas your top 20. Over on page 2, we've got Brian, Roni, Chris Wilkinson, Nex, King, Shmal, Yasin, Omar, Bazooza, and Magic. With Civic, Cyril Basay, Martin Kapal, Hermani, Chameleon, Burned, Alf, Master, Skyfall, Rozanki your top 40. And on our final page, which I believe did not update from the previous race, let's very quickly get that up to date, and we will be able to go through the full results. There they are. It is Mega, Mouseman, and Fast and Crazy Botev again, who finished race 2 10 laps down. That's a shame, but there we go. And in the background there, you can see the winners' cars with some pickup trucks bookending them, in celebration, of course, of their team's championship win tonight in Fragmasters GTI Thursday for 2025. Fraz, that's a wrap.
Yeah, what a season, and what a way to end the season. This was just amazing today with the new version.
Yep, indeed.
I felt like I was viewing it for the first time again, which I was, I guess. So I felt like a fan too.
Yeah, it's a nice thing to have this. To be honest, you can see that. You can see there actually much more clearly the number 1 on the roof for their overall win in the championship. So good stuff there by the winners team. They did, as I mentioned, provide us with a graphic to share, which we'll share at the end. But yes, that is pretty much all we have time for on tonight's broadcast. We really hope you enjoyed it wherever you're watching, either on Twitch or YouTube. If you did enjoy, please consider leaving us a like or a follow or all those good stuff if you feel so inclined. But yeah, we appreciate your support, of course, as we hope to bring you more action from Live for Speed over the coming weeks and months as we head into the new year with this new version and all the tantalising prospects of events that we can organise now. Fraz, it's going to be good.
Well, I look forward to next year. I have no idea what's going to be planned or anything, but it's going to be exciting.
Exciting it will be. Thanks again to the Fragmaster team, to Fraz for joining me in the commentary box, to Chris for all of his efforts this season once again, and to all of you for watching. It's been fantastic, and we hope to see you on a broadcast coming soon. Speaking of, we do have some action coming up this weekend. It's the final of the FBM Saturday Championship, round 51 for 2025. That'll be coming to you from Kyoto North, I believe, which will be exciting. So we hope to see you there on Saturday at 7 o'clock UTC. From all of us here at Sim Broadcasts, it's been a pleasure. Thanks to everyone who raced tonight and joined us for a bumper grid. A record number of drivers, of course, competing in a race on Sim Broadcasts. So yeah, that's nice to put that in the books. From all of us here to all of you. Indeed. From all of us here to all of you, it's good night from Fraz and me. Have a good one. Bye-bye.